You're losing thousands of dollars if you're breaking cold email rules that I'm about to mention. Thousands of dollars lost, not only in opportunities, but also operating costs that go to waste because of one or two minor oversights. To save you, I'm about to share 9 rules that you should never break if you want to succeed with cold email. First, don't be cheap. Always remember, you get what you pay for. Cutting costs often result in cutting the performance as well. For example, you can opt to buy cheap .xyz domains rather than .com, but your deliverability will suffer. Every time you save a penny, you pay with that deliverability, domain reputation, or something else. Don't resort to registrars like Namecheap. Go for premium providers like GoDaddy. Especially nowadays when tools like Salesforge exist, there's no reason to cheap out because it already saves you a ton of cash when buying domains or mailboxes. Talking about mailboxes, please don't make 20 of them under the same domain just to save a couple of dollars. Rule of thumb is to have maximum of 2 or 3 mailboxes per domain. If you don't follow that, you risk deliverability issues. Not just that, one faulty mailbox can and will destroy your domain's reputation, and if that happens, all of your other mailboxes will have problems, so be responsible. Second, take it slow. Slow but steady wins the race. You cannot sign up and start sending cold emails right away. If you think you can just buy the domain, set up mailboxes, and start blasting emails, you're wrong. Every mailbox should be warmed up for at least 14 days before sending anything. You're not going to get far if you're trying to rush this process, so it's best to take slow. My rule of thumb is to plan these things ahead of time. So if my plan is to start sending cold emails in Q4, I'll go ahead and set everything up a month before the end of Q3 just to be safe. Third, follow-ups. You're not 14 and this isn't your crush. Double texting shouldn't be embarrassing. You have to follow up to every email you send if it doesn't get a reply. Even if your prospects open your email and leave you unread, you should still follow up. Even if they reply once and ghost you after that, you should still follow up. According to the internet, a single follow-up email can increase your reply rate by as much as 13%. And sometimes you should follow up as many as 3 to 5 times. If you're not doing that, you're leaving a ton of money on the table. Here's what you have to understand. Being left unread isn't anything personal. The people you're reaching out to usually have hundreds of other messages that your email can get lost between. Some prospects are even thankful when you follow up. And don't look at follow-ups as being annoying. Be creative. Provide value in follow-ups. Remind them about a meeting. Share a case study. Add a freebie. Remember, it's all about the client, not you. That's the 4th rule. You shouldn't be doing cold outreach to make money yourself. You should be doing cold outreach so you could have a chance of helping your lead. If the message you send is crafted with the sole purpose of benefiting you, your prospect will see through that immediately. It won't resonate with your prospect's problems, and not only will they not pay you for your service, but they might not even give you a second of their attention. Your cold outreach message should clearly answer the question, what's in it for them? If it doesn't, you're most likely focusing on the wrong thing, and that shows in the results. But putting your clients first doesn't mean you should disregard everything else. Being passionate about your product is also a great yet indirect way to showcase that you care about your future client. Because if you showcase how much you care about solving a problem, your prospect will be excited to work with you. Rule number 5, you do not talk about the Fight Club. I'm kidding. Rule number 5 is you do not talk about anything sketchy. If you do, don't talk about it in a sketchy way. Listen, out of 333 billion emails that are sent every day, 162 billion of them are spam emails. That's 49%, almost half. And those spammers use certain words in their emails. Words like free, buy, guarantee, ASAP. If you use the same sketchy words that are used by spammers, email service providers like Gmail or Outlook might flag your email as spam because they're trying to protect their users. And of course, you don't want to be going to the spam folder, or else you might mess up your whole inbox. So please, make sure your email doesn't sound like a terrible spam email that looks like it has been sent by a Nigerian prince. Remove any common spam words, use their synonyms if needed, and at least look like a good guy in the eyes of email service providers. Rule number 6. Never stop testing. Just because your third sequence got 0 replies, it doesn't mean that cold email doesn't work anymore. Just because your reply got to 2%, it doesn't mean that you can't improve it and get it to 3. You should always be running A/B tests to try and find whatever works better. And once you do, double down on it and run another test on the side. Cold email has so many knobs you can twist and so many buttons you can press. Different subject lines, different copy, different follow-ups, different tone. There are so many things that you can and should test. Maybe leads from a different source are more likely to reply. Maybe sending looms increase your conversion. You will never know if you don't try these things out. But don't overwhelm yourself. Yes, there are a bajillion things you can change, but it doesn't mean you should do it all at once. If you change everything, you won't know why exactly you got a different result. Is it because your subject line mentions bacon, or is it because you attach an image of your cute cat? Test one thing at a time and only conclude a test once you have enough data. Sending 3 emails isn't enough to say that something is broken. You need to send at least 1,000. If you are using templated emails, you are setting yourself up for failure. Let's zoom out so you understand this a little bit better. Imagine you're an email service provider and you see this guy sending the same email to hundreds of people. Do you A, think this is a normal human behavior, or B, mark him as a spammer? Exactly. Sending the same templated emails to hundreds of different recipients isn't natural. Humans don't follow templates in natural conversations. Everything you send has to be unique and directed to your prospect for the best results. So you should either syntax at least 50% of your email or use Salesforge AI crafted emails to send personalized emails at scale. It's one of these options. You're not going to run away from this. No, go fix it now. 8. Follow the limits. It's 2024, but cold outreach hasn't changed much for centuries. Maybe years ago, cold email looked a bit different. It was a scroll tied to a pigeon, but the same rules apply. Back then, if you wanted to send more cold emails, or scrolls in that case, you had to get more pigeons, mailboxes. Simple as that. So why do you think it's any different today? You get 1 or 2 mailboxes and start blasting hundreds of emails a day. No, you cannot do that. Each mailbox has its limits. The recommendations are these: 20 emails a day for warm-up and 30 emails a day for cold outreach. That's it. If you want to send out more, get more pigeons. Mailboxes. You can't just put all the stress on one mailbox. So when you decide to scale, don't add a 0 next to your mailbox daily limits. Just get more domains and mailboxes. It literally takes 5 minutes with Salesforge. Or go tame and train more pigeons. 9. That's not 9. 9. Know your client. This one is pretty obvious, but I have to mention it. If you don't know your client, how do you even know that they need whatever you're selling? Heck, you might not even know where to find leads if you're not sure what they look like. Put yourself in the shoes of your ideal customer. Even if the shoes look like this, you have to know their exact problems and desires to be able to communicate with them. If you're trying to sell skydiving lessons to toddlers, you might get a few interested, but I doubt any of them will convert. If you're selling cable TV but all you watch is YouTube, you won't even know what to say when your prospect asks when the Kardashians are on. Remember, everything will reflect in your message. If you use your client's jargon, you'll resonate with them a lot more, and in return, it will be a lot easier to close them. Subscribe, bye.